Hi all and welcome back to Hub's Reef. Now I've not done a video for just over a year. Unfortunately had some personal issues that happened last summer and I had to shut down my Dream 5-foot system and had to downgrade to the 2-foot version of what I had in the 5-foot. So I've now got the DD Reef Pro 900. This has been set up now. I had it set up at my parents' for a little while whilst we had some work done on the house, and that was just more of an interim time. So that was set up at my parents' for a couple of months. We moved it over once everything had been done in the house that we needed to do. We moved it back over, and unfortunately, in the moving of it, as we were getting out of the back of the van, we managed to accidentally hit a screw which chipped the front pane, which kind of splintered the front pane of the tank. So everything had to go into the Reefer 170 to be held for the time being, until we got a replacement for this. Luckily, I contacted AAC, who I bought this tank from, and just said, look, is there any way I can purchase just the glass tank? They were super helpful. Spoke to D&D really quickly, managed to get just the replacement glass. So that took about a week or so just to get, and then by the time I had the time to go and get it myself, it was probably about 2 or 3 weeks after it. So we got that all in, and this was back in about the 30th of November. We got it in and got it set up, and everything was moved over. So we split what was in the 170 that needed to stay in the 170, and what needed to go into the Reef Pro 900 went into the Reef Pro 900. So that was, thinking back now, that's end of November, so I'd say beginning of December. So that's about 6 months old, isn't it? Yeah, 7 months old now. So it's really starting to flourish. Super happy with it. To start with, you have the usual. We didn't actually have any losses in terms of corals or fish. We did lose the regal tang. Now that was the reason why that happened, was there was no illnesses, no ick, nothing like that. As you can see, I've got a yellow-eyed coal tang in there, and when we first put it in, they were chasing each other around as normal, nothing too bad, nothing vicious. But unfortunately, I didn't have the lid on, and they must have chased each other in the night, and the regal tang jumped out of the tank, and this must have been early hours, so we didn't notice until I came down the next morning. Obviously by then it was too late, and it was down the back of the tank, which was gut-wrenching really, because I had that since it was about the size of a 50p piece. It had been through quite a lot, but it was super healthy, super fat, and it was quite disheartening. But luckily we hadn't lost livestock other than that, no corals, no fish, so it's done well. As you can see, it's really starting to settle, getting lots of growth on the SPS. This on this tank is just SPS, there's absolutely nothing else in it. I toyed with having a couple of zoas in there, but I can't seem to keep them for some reason or not. I keep the zoas in the wife's tank, which is the Reefer 170, and they seem to flourish in there. Maybe it's a little bit dirtier water, who knows. To be honest, I don't test nutrients in this tank. If I can remember, the phosphates every time I test is at 0.02, 0.03, happy days, no algae problems. Nitrate, the last time I tested, was around 40. I like to run slightly higher nitrates anyway, so that wasn't such an issue. That isn't such an issue, and I've kind of just left it to it. Colours in the SPS are really strong. Can't really see from the video, because as you well know, that the blues are too much on for phones to obviously film with my phone, so it's a bit hard for me to pick up. But there's plenty of pictures that I've able to load up onto my social media pages that show the corals in their best light. I just wanted to do a quick video just to put myself back in there, show how the tank's going. Obviously going to get back onto doing regular videos. The next video I'm going to do on what I'm dosing and how I'm getting on. Currently still using blue tang marine salts and full coral essentials range, which I've been using now for I was using it in my 5-foot system, I was using it in this, so it's easily 18 months. I'm getting colours that I never used to get before. Super simple. I'm at 75 mil a day of alkalinity, which I think works out about 1.1 DKH. That's going up. Calcium is about 8 ppm a day, so I think I'm about 65 mil of calcium. I need to dial in my magnesium. I've only been dosing that manually once every couple of weeks just to bump it back up, so I need to set that up on the doser, which will be this week's job. Little quick one, we've got an MP40 in the display on the left hand side, which is running on pulse mode. Those power heads are absolutely brilliant. If money wasn't an object, I'd definitely have another one. On the right hand side I've got Glamorca Jaya, which gives that a little bit of surface agitation. You probably see in the video when that's on pulse as well, so when that kicks in, you'll be able to see the surface water, so it breaks that. And then I've got a Jabo OW20, I think it is, down on the right hand side at the back, and that just gets rid of any build up of detritus in the bottom and at the back out behind the rock work. Gives a bit of extra flow round as well, and comes round to the front where the frag rack is, which will soon be replaced. It's quite ugly, but it serves its need and its purpose at the minute. The Montiporas have just grown into it, on it, around it, all over it, so I need to snap them off. Probably be able to glue a few bits down and do a couple of frags of that, which would be nice, just to be able to get a little bit of pocket money in, to be able to get some more frags. Yesterday popped over to see Signature Frags to pick up a couple. Obviously this is during COVID. Obviously social distancing was observed at all times. It's good to have an hour or so catch up with the guys over there and have a chat about reefing, which obviously we're not being able to do as such anymore at the minute whilst we're not going to fish shops. So it's really good to speak to someone who else also loves the hobby as much as I do. We've got some really nice, a couple of nice pieces in there, so I've put some pictures up on social media pages for you to see, but hopefully these should settle in the next week or so on the rack. I always let them down there. Nice little bit of par on there. It's probably around about the 200 mark, so just letting them settle, and a couple will be moved up onto the middle structure there to branch out and do well under some higher par, which the mitras are kicking out about at the tops about 600-700. Just as you go down a couple of inches into the water where the top of the rockscape is, that's around about 350-400, so that's ideal. Got a couple of bits just mounted on the back as a tester really. One's a Montipora Hirsuta. I can never get it right, and that's doing really well. That's branching out really well, which is nice to see. And I've also got a bubblegum digitata up there as well. That's not doing as well. I mean, it's not doing too bad. It was doing better until the fox face swam into it and broke it off, which is annoying. But yeah, still under the GHL mitras, which are doing really well. Got that up to about 90% now on the blue and the UV channels and the hyperviolet channels. Over the next week or so, going to get them up to about 100%. Just wanted to acclimate the corals really. I'll get that back ramped up. I'm thinking about doing a couple of hours during the day of really strong whites, just to see how the corals react, if it improves any growth or and whatnot. So at the minute I'm just going to keep it the same. It's really simple. It comes on at 10, goes off at 11. It's quite a lot. It's 13-hour photo period, so it's quite long, but it's nice to have. I have about 4 hours in the evening of mainly blues and UVs, just because obviously I want to see the corals in their really nice colours, so that it kind of helps to see that. But I think that's pretty much covers it on this video. Obviously it's really short, sweet and simple, just reintroduction back into it, get back into doing some videos. I'd say the next video I'll do is on everything that I've been dosing, what I dose automatically, what I dose manually, coral foods, and the such like. I'll also do a quick video of the wife's 170, which is doing really well. So that's a mainly LPS and Zoa tank. So it's doing nice. One of the Goniporas had a bit of a downturn, but we've managed to pull that back. Not really sure what happened there. I think there's now 5 Goniporas in there, so it's sucking the life out of the iodine and the manganese, and I think that was probably an issue. So that's being dosed manually every couple of days, every day for iodine, twice a week for manganese. So I'll get a video done on that soon. But no, thanks for watching. Please, by all means, like the video if you like it. Leave any comments down below if you've got any questions. Click subscribe if you don't want to miss the next video. That'd be great. Follow us on Instagram, which is at Hubs Reef, and Facebook as well. But thanks for watching, guys.